see you any differently than as a friend. And then his first concern was, do you have any fish? Did you catch what you were looking for? This is just amazing how his only mindset is making sure that you're okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the fact that you turned your back on me. Don't worry about the fact that you denied me 3 times. Don't worry about the fact that you turned on me in the moments when I really wanted you to have my back. Let's not focus on that right now. Right now, all I'm focused on is, are you hungry?
Amen.
Are you hungry? Did you eat today? And oftentimes, a lot of us are functioning with empty nests simply because we failed in one area of our lives. And instead of turning to Jesus, we put our head down and try to push through our normal routine and then let time do the healing.
That's me. He messes it up.
Time does not heal spiritual wounds, ladies and gentlemen. Can I tell y'all that?
Amen.
Because that's what we always say. We always say time heals all wounds. That's not true. Time does not heal spiritual wounds, baby. It does not happen. Hold on.
Okay.
Forgiveness and restoration heals spiritual wounds. We have to address the issues in our lives in order to be healed. We cannot hide them under the rug. We can't just say, okay, well, I'm going to let time go by and let that fix the situation. That is not how we deal with our wounds. We must address them. We must forgive in order to be restored. So whatever area in our lives where we feel like, okay, I failed in this area, this is why I'm in lack. No, God says, no, you're not to be in lack. He says we should have an abundance. So we must find out where we fail, forgive ourselves for, or forgive someone else. Because a lot of times our blessings are held up in our unforgiveness in others. Forgiveness and restoration. Jesus had to forgive Simon Peter before he died on the cross.
That's right.
He had to.
Amazing.
He had to forgive Simon Peter before he died on the cross. How else would he have come back with all power? How else would he have been able to be resurrected and then we have the power that we have today? It's not possible. If he had died with unforgiveness in his heart, how many of y'all know that there will be no Jesus? Can we just unravel that for a minute?
Amen.
Can we unravel the fact that if Jesus had died with unforgiveness in his heart, that means he would have died in sin?
Amazing.
That's how I know he's real. That's how I know he is God.
Amen.
He said he was tempted in every way, yet without sin.
Amen.
Yet without sin. So he forgave Simon Peter before he died. The Bible tells us that if we don't forgive others of our sins, ours will not be forgiven as well. So Jesus would not have been resurrected with all power if he died with unforgiveness for anybody. So here's the teaching point. Contrary to belief, Jesus was already prepared to forgive you before you even realized you were in rebellion.
Amen.
Before you even knew you were in rebellion, he was already prepared to forgive you. I'm going to say that again. I don't know if y'all caught that.
Amen.
Okay. He was prepared to forgive you even before you knew that you were in rebellion. So that's the kind of love that he has for us. Like, he realize what he's doing. What did he say on the cross? Forgive them, Father, for they what?
No, not what they do.
They don't even know that they're sinning, but I'm ready to forgive them. And that's how he treats us. The same way. We go around in our life every single day, day to day, doing things our way. Some of the stuff we know is right. Some of the stuff we know is wrong. And some of the stuff we don't know is wrong. But at the end of the day, he's standing back saying, Lord, saying, God, forgive him.
May I interrupt you?
Not right now. Save it for the end. Save it for the end. Save it for the end.
God gave me the ability to forgive somebody major.
Save
And
it.
if there's anybody...
Save it for the end. Save it for the end. I'll give you that chance. Hallelujah. God gives us the opportunity to make a comeback. And this is what we have to remember as children of God, that we are always entitled. As children of God, we are entitled to a comeback. Why? Because there's a redemptive power that lives in us, that no matter what we have done in our past, there's always a second chance through Christ. And that's one of the things that he has always put into us to remember. The way he treats us, it always backs us up in the area of, you have a second chance. I'm willing to give you another opportunity. And I'm here not to remind you of your past, but I'm here to push you to your future. That's what I'm here for. And that's what he's trying to do here. Friends, have you caught anything? He's not saying friends and then Simon Peter. He's not saying, well, y'all tell him because I'm not talking to him. He didn't say, Simon, remember what you did to me? So no, that's why you don't have any fish. He didn't condemn him. He didn't bring up the fact that he's in lack for a particular reason. He didn't do any of that. All he wanted to know was, are you hungry?
Wow.
Are you hungry? Do you want to eat? Because if so, this is what he did. Y'all come on to the shore. He's already preparing him something to eat. He's already preparing him food.
Amen.
He's already preparing him something to eat. So he has never stopped calling us friends. In nothing that we've done, in all the mistakes that we've made, he has never stopped calling his children friends. So his question for you is, have you caught anything today?
Wow.
So when we wake up in the morning, beating ourselves up about what we did in the past, about our mistakes or why we are where we are today, when we're beating ourselves up, he comes on the scene. The only thing he says to you is, are you hungry? Is there anything I can do for you today? I don't want to focus on the past because the past has already been nailed to the cross. I just want to know about right now. Can we move forward from your past mistakes? Can we move forward from your empty nest? Can we move forward and just focus on what we can do right now to make you feel better? What can I do to bless you?
Hallelujah.
This is how Jesus, the King of Kings, this is how he treats us.
Hallelujah.
Wow. He's concerned about our healing. He's concerned about our restoration. He's concerned about our empty nets. Why? Because all of that directly affects our connection to him. Wow. So once we become a child of God, our success and productivity is solely based on your connection to him. Wow. Once you become a child of God, your success and productivity is solely based on your connection to him. Why are my nets empty? Maybe it's not a lesson of endurance. Maybe it's just because you've disconnected from him. That might be the reason why. Maybe you've aborted the process without really putting any effort into getting to know him. And now we're out here in the world feeling incomplete. Anybody ever felt incomplete? Everybody ever tried to seek completion through worldly ways? I used to try to seek it. Maybe if I just drink a little more. Maybe if I just smoke a little more. Maybe if I just had a different group of friends that would keep my mind busy. Maybe I'll find completion in worldly things, but searched all over. Couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low and still couldn't find nobody because there's nobody greater. There's nobody greater than Jesus. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. And so here we are with empty nets and we're incomplete. And he wants us to know today, in order for you to be complete, consider taking your nets and just cast them on the other side.
Hallelujah.
Stop dwelling in the emptiness. Stop dwelling in lack. Stop dwelling in what you don't have. And let's start living in an abundance of what you can have. On the other side of this thought process is an abundance that's far beyond what you could ever imagine or think. Just take the empty net and just cast it. One movement can change your life. One word from Christ can change your perspective on everything that you have going on in your life. But we have to come back to the place where we know who we are in him. When we forget who we are, we forget that there is another side to the story. We hold on to this and believe that this is what it's supposed to be. You know, this is what life dealt me, and I just got to make. There's a saying, people say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, right? Well, I say when life gives me lemons, I give it back. I'm giving it back because there's another side to this story. You can't tell me that I'm supposed to be struggling. You can't tell me I'm supposed to be in lack and that my nets are supposed to be empty. No, because he said that I'm supposed to have an abundance. He said he will bless me far above and beyond I could ever imagine or think. So if that's the case, then why are my nets empty? There is another side. There has to be more to it than what I see. So you know what? I'm going to take his advice. I'm going to be teachable. He says, cast my nets to the other side. Now the boat never moved. The boat is in the same place. How many know when you're fishing, if you throw the hook on this side, you throw the hook on this side, you're still supposed to get the same results because you're in the same spot. Am I telling the truth? You're still in the same spot.
Amen.
So if I take the net, this is teachable. I'm taking a net from here and literally just flipping it 10 feet over to here. I have not moved. I'm supposed to get the same results as I'm supposed to get on this side. But how many of y'all know when Jesus tells us to move, no matter how far and how short we move, there's going to be something to take place.
Hallelujah.
Change is going to happen. Amen.
Amen.
And so one act of obedience, I could have easily said, if I was in their shoes, for what?
Exactly.
I've been out here all this time. And the net is huge. It's right here. If it's fish over here, they would have come over here because the trap is over here. They would have come. So why would I just flip it to this side? See, there, that shows right there, I don't have a teachable spirit.
Amen.
But with the teachable spirit, God can do all things. He can take what seems to be nothing and make it into an abundance. All you have to do is just, he says, obedience is greater than sacrifice. So don't worry about sacrificing whatever is in your mind. Let all that stuff go. Just be obedient and do what I said. Take the net and flip it 10 feet over here, and I guarantee you, you're going to see, you're going to reap a benefit over here.
Hallelujah.
God is good. God is good.
Amen.
So I'm going to go back to verse 7. Hold on, let me get my clicker, because I want to show you guys something here. This is a powerful thing. Powerful thing here. Verse 7. This reflecting, man. It says, then the disciple whom Jesus loved said to Peter, talking to Peter. Peter was notorious for being the guy who turned his back on Christ. So the one who loved Christ spoke directly to Peter. Peter, it is the Lord. And as soon as Simon Peter heard him say it is the Lord, he wrapped his outer garment around him and jumped into the water. So now let's touch this for a minute. The one whom Jesus loved made sure that he addressed Peter first.
Wow.
Listen, man, that's the Lord over there. You ever been in a situation where you know this person needs to reconcile with that person? You kind of give them a little nudge, like, hey, all right, this is your opportunity to get it right. Hey, Peter, that's Jesus over there.
Because he was unsure.
That's Jesus over there.
Wow.
And this is what's beautiful about this situation here, is that Peter normally being the front runner. I don't know if y'all remember a time before when Jesus came to them on a boat and he said, Lord, if it's you, bid me come. He said, come on. And he walked out the boat and he walked on water. Y'all remember that?
Of course.
So Peter don't have a problem getting out the boat. He don't have a problem testing faith. And that's one thing I love about Peter. He doesn't mind testing the waters at all, literally testing the waters. But in this case right here, he said, you know what, I'm not going to wait for you to have me walk on water. I'm going to swim to you. I'm just going to jump out the boat. I'm just going to swim to you. I don't care if you make me walk on water. I don't care what you do. I got to get to Jesus.
Amen.
I got to reconcile what I did wrong. I feel the guilt. I feel the shame. I feel all those feelings because of what I did. I just cannot seem to forgive myself. But this is my moment to make it right. So I'm not going to test you and say, bid me come and see if I can walk on water. You've already done that. And then I failed you after you showed me who you were. This time, I'm just going to jump. I'm just going to swim to you. I just got to get to you.
And I had to run the other direction.
Amen. Amen.
Shame on me.
He knew this was his chance to fix it. Wow. Watch this. That's how many fish was in the boat. I was in the net. 153. The numerical meaning in Hebrew is Ani Elohim,
Really?
which translates to I am God. Y'all gotta get this. Because all the fish in that water, he had 153. I am God. So if we can just tie this together for a minute. Let's tie this together for a minute. You mean to tell me I went from being in lack, out of relationship, struggling with life, trying to figure out how to make ends meet, to I hear, the Bible says faith comes by hearing, I heard a word from the Lord that says shift my nets to the other side, and because of the obedience, now I'm in abundance, and the abundance is symbolized by another word. See, if we miss the numbers behind this, we'll miss the message. Count the fish. The fish, it was 153 fish. Okay, cool. 153 has no significance behind it, or is there? If we know how God works, he works through numbers. 153 fish, what does that mean? He is telling them that I am God. I am God. So when you're over here struggling, don't forget I am God. So when you're in a place of confusion, don't forget I am God. When you don't know where to turn to me because I am God. He has completed who he is through an empty net. He used an empty net to show them who he is. When you want to see change in your life, remember, I am God. When you want to see change in your marriage or your relationship, remember, I am God. You want a healing, remember, I am God. When you need guidance and directions, I am God. He is telling us to not focus on this side of the boat, but take all of our cares to this side and watch what he does. Wow.
Amen.
He says in another word that I'm the vine and you're the branches. Now this is a non-negotiable moment for his children, y'all. Can I just be clear for a minute?
Amen.
See, there's no if then in the first part. This is I'm the vine. That's not going to change. Okay? And if you are a child of God, you are the branches. Child of God, that's not going to change unless you wanted to, right? But this is what he's not speaking as if you want to. He's saying that I'm the vine and you are the branches. Now this is where the if then comes in. This is where it becomes negotiable. This is where you can make the choice. He says, if you remain in me and I in you. So there's an if here. Not only if you remain in me, but if I remain in you. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. You will. There's no you might. There's no you should. There's no you could. You will bear much fruit. He didn't say just bear